Let's dive in, not waste your guys' time. Out with the old 2025 Hyundai Palisade, the older body style, and in with the new one of the 2026 complete redesigned Hyundai Palisade. And we're going to do a comparison between both so you guys get an idea if you guys want to go with the old one or the new one, or if you're just trying to compare two competitors on the market. Welcome to Vagabond Builds with James Sandu. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we truly need and appreciate your guys' support. A quick shout out to Hyundai Roseville here in Roseville, California at the Roseville Auto Mall for providing these vehicles for this walk around review. And guys, if you got something for us to film, here's our email below. Email us, we'll talk details later. So now, not to waste you guys' time, let's talk about what's different. Well, they get rid of the 3.8 liter powertrain engine and they come in with a 3.5 liter. You still have the option of front wheel drive or all wheel drives, but the transmission is still 8-speed automatic transmission. The horsepower and the torque numbers do change. So this one was coming in at 291 horsepower and 262 torque. This one's coming in now at 287, so 4 horsepower less, and 260 on the torque, so 2 pounds-feet of torque less. All right. Now, I'm not going to get into MPG numbers. This one's an all front-wheel drive in this video. This one's an all-wheel drive. So on the all-wheel drive, I'll just give you it's 18 and 24. This is 19 and 26 on the front-wheel drive. Keep that in mind. You get those options, as well as the new trim that they add or they rename in the 2026 is called the XRT Pro instead of just XRT in this body style. Okay, as well as you're going to have hybrid in the 2026, and that's coming in with the 2.5 liter, 2 electric motors, 6-speed automatic transmission, and that one's pushing 329 horsepower with 339 pounds-feet of torque in the 2026 model. So keep that in mind. Maybe you want to wait for that hybrid to hit the lot. From the time of this video is about 2 to 3 months is what we're getting that it's going to start hitting the dealership. All right. Now, let's go ahead and show you guys the front ends and talk about front ends. Now, if you ask me right off the bat, what do I think is better? This one. I wasn't really a big Palisade fan, but now that I see the new one, I'm starting to kind of incline to it, even with that price tag. So we have daytime running lights. This is what they look like. The LED projector headlights, and these are your hazards. Completely different setup. As well as the grille, completely different. And this is the limited trims comparisons, as I forgot to mention. 360 panoramic camera, bumper sensors, the lower grills, completely open, stationary. Now, if we come over to the new one, this is what your hazards look like now. These are also your daytime running lights when your hazards aren't running. Your LED projector headlights all in one kind of squared off shape. And we have the new grills of the limited trim, 360 camera, bumper sensors, hyper silver trim, and these vents do open and close. I know people were going to say that just more things to break. Again, it's all preference. But it just looks like a cleaner look here on the front with regards to this busier look on the old one. Now, coming over to the sides, take a look at the body lines, completely different from the hood over to the fender. The hood on the old one kind of integrates with the fender. This one is kind of just at a rough finish, and the fender starts with that body cut here. Now, wheel well trims. As you guys can see, the old Limited did not come painted. The new Limited comes painted, giving it more of a luxury, classy look. Dropping down to the rims themselves, again, same kind of colors. You got the machine surface silver with a glossy gunmetal gray, but they do change in design. And the rubbers also as well. So they're running a Hankook Ventus S1 on the old one, which I do like the Hankooks more than the Kumos, the Kumo Majesties. The sizes do change, I believe, as well. 245, 50, 20, and this is going to be a 255, 50, 20, okay? Suspension systems are shock spring strut suspension. Side mirrors, completely different on the side mirrors. As you guys can see, integrated blinker lighting in that style, as well as here. We have the camera under the side mirror as well, and blind spot assist. But look at the new one. A lot more classy looking. Integrated blinker lighting, 360 camera. Got the creamy white and glossy black. Further, look at the doors. As you guys can see, I want you guys to see that cut here on the body line as well as here, and the shape overall with the trim down there. And look at this. This is more simplified, clean look, not so many waves or cuts or anything of that sort in the body. And the trim is different as well. The handle's completely different. Still keyless fob entry on both limited trims. Windows, completely different shapes on the windows, all right? more squared off here on the 26, a little bit more rounded off here on the 25. All right, doors completely different shapes as well. Check that out. And also the body cuts here as well as here. Now, over to the rear, you're going to see a lot of difference here as well as the glass. So no trim, as well as the glass shape is different, as well as finishing off this trim here in the back. Now, dimensions on the vehicles themselves, the old one is 196 inches in length, which is coming in 3 inches shorter than the new one. As well as the new one does sit about an inch higher than the old one, so keep that in mind. Moving over to the rear end. Now that we're back here, quarter panels, completely different cuts as well. Keep an eye out here on the quarter panels. You get more of a bubbly stance or wide look. Here we don't have such bubbly, we just have kind of an abrupt cut in that body line back here to match that cut there on the front fender as well. Then we come over to the differences in bumpers, just a whole lot of differences, guys. I want you guys just to kind of keep an eye. I'm trying to show you guys everything, so just bear with us on this long video. Spoiler, a little bit more boring. Brake lights, privacy glass, and a wiper. Palisade here. And then we got a backup camera right over that Roseville Hyundai license plate. Then we have the old style taillights here, as well as bumper sensors. And this is what the old bumper does look like cross. All right. If we come over to the new one, the new one does have a more aggressive, sportier spoiler look with the LED brake light going across in that LED bar. Phenomenal look, I have to say. The glass, again, completely different stance here on the back as well, the shape of it. It honestly kind of reminds me of a Range Rover, if you ask me. Now, me and Sandy were actually talking about it. If you actually back up and see it from this angle here, kind of gives you that Range Rover feeling. Over to the Palisade in the Hyper Silver, the new taillights in the LED system here on the Limited, bumper sensors, and this is what the old bumper fascia, the new bumper fascia looks like with the parking reflectors and the backup backup lights, sorry, with a full-size spare tire and your exhaust tip on the passenger side. It is not showing anymore like the old one. The old one, you actually saw the exhaust tips. Now let's go ahead and pop open the tailgate. In cargo areas, guys, not much has changed in regards to the cargo area. You just increase from 18 cubic feet of space behind the third row over to 19 cubic feet of space behind the third row. Second row, if you got the third row down and behind the second row, you're actually keeping it at 46 cubic feet of space. And a total cubic feet of space is going to be old one 86 and new one 87. That is the cargo. Towing capacity on the naturally aspirated 3.8 and 3.5 is still 5,000 pounds of max towing capacity. If you do have the new one, the new hybrid, it's coming with 4,000 pounds of max towing capacity, so keep that in mind too. You lose 1,000 pounds on the hybrid towing. This is what the old one looks like. As you guys can see, let's go ahead and lift this. More cargo and tire situation. We still have a panel here. This is the old one, 12 volt here, as well as panels to control that third and second row. So if we go ahead and mess around as well, and this is what the new one still has it, but a different design on the new one. I'm going to show you guys that as well. Still, they keep the same level in the new one, so this is nice that it's still flat. You can actually put some blankets down here, sleep on it. And they have the Harman Kardon in the old one, but in the new one, they have the Bose premium sound system. Come over here. That's what the new one looks like. 12 volt outlet, kind of different placement. It used to be up here, right? As well as this is what your new one controls look like as well. All right, see that? So you get different options on, or a different design on that. Let's go ahead and pop this. Now, kind of different setup here as well. You got some split cubby room, as well as your tire situation. This actually was placed up on this wall there. Now, we're pretty much done showing you guys the overall exterior cargo and talking about the powertrain differences. Now let's show you complete different interiors. Before we continue with this video, if you find yourself in the Sacramento, California, or the greater Sacramento area like Rockland, Roseville, Elk Grove, and many other cities, if you need a passenger van rental for the friends and the family for the fun activities such as San Francisco, Napa Valley Wine Country, Yosemite, Lake Tahoe, Yellowstone, and many other places, use the link in the description below and rent from Vagabond Van Rentals. We also deliver. Thanks, guys. Let's go ahead and continue with this video. Now inside the 2025, the old model interior. Now, guys, I have to say that the seats are different. So these are the old seats versus the new seats. Now, if we continue over to the dashboard, complete redesigned dashboard along with the glove compartment. This is the old dashboard compared to the new dashboard. Versus also here, the infotainment screen. We're going to see that these screens actually connect in the new one. This is what the old screens look like versus the new ones. As well as controls all around here. Complete difference. And the center console is completely different as well. I'm going to show you guys that too. Here, we don't have exactly this center console going over this personal cubby room, and we'll see that as well. Cup holders are no longer sliding walled cup holders. You have these little plastic walls that slide out, wireless charging pad. Your USB-A and USB-C plug-in with 12-volt outlet is here. Movable tray, that is different as well. They still kept the manual visor with the tilt slide moonroof option. In front, your panel will be different as well. This is the old one versus the new one. Rear view mirror looks pretty much similar on the rear view mirror. You come over to the steering wheel. Complete different steering wheel, different design, different emblem. Everything is different on this. This is the old one versus the new one. The levers, different designs as well. And I have to say, all around, they did a new Palisade, and it is a whole lot better looking than this old one. No offense to the ones who have the old one. It just comes down to preference. This is what I like. Coming over to the door panel, completely different door panel on the handle, the memory seating, the design on the armrest with the switches, the difference in covers on the speaker sound system, and the personal cubby room. All right, and I want to finish off with this toggle switch. No more toggle switch. They actually changed this, take this, and they put it on the steering column here with a lever and the interface. This is the old interface. They actually updated the new infotainment screen interface, and we'll see that as well. Now let's show you second and third row and then jump inside the 2026. Now the second row captain chair is inside the old version. The seats are completely different, as I mentioned in the front. Coming over to the back of the front seats, we got the hard back versus this is not a hard back, just kind of a pocket here. The new ones have the hard back pockets. And then in between, we no longer have the tri-zone climate control here on the back of the rear console. They actually take this complete unit and they place it up here. So keep that in mind. And they move these reading lights from the center over to the snap handles, okay? Also, the inverter and the 12-volt outlet difference on the back of the rear of the center console. They kept the USB-C plugins here and here, same exact setup. Then we come over to the door panels, different design on the door panels. You no longer have two cup holders, but one in the new one. You still have the sun visors, but again, different look on the door panels. Now up top on the snap panels, you have one here, and they actually added one on the B pillar as well. Now let's go ahead and show you guys the back seat. Now the back seat, again, different design on the seats. I'm not going to get into that anymore. But you do have a major difference is that in the new one, you can actually move the whole bench forward and back to where here you could only move the backrest, right? So this is the old body. Oh, there you go. Old body, you can mess around with the backrest and heated seats. But the new one, you can mess around with the backrest and move it forward and back the whole bench. Big difference. Up top, you have air vents, but the new one, they add touch-sensitive reading lights right near the air vents. And the space, again, you get 3 extra inches with regards to the length, so we do see a difference in legroom, which you can increase when you're dropping that back bench far back. Now let's jump inside the 2026. Now let's show you guys the new interior. And guys, I don't want to be biased, but just not because it's new, but get a load of what I mean. Look at the seating surfaces. Whole lot more cleaner look. Different design on the stitching. This is what the new one looks, right? I showed you guys what the old one looks. Now look at the new dashboard, all right? So a bit more on a vertical sense, not so curvy. They have the indentation going towards the windshield as well as a shelf here, and the glove compartment is lower, all right? Very clean look here. As well as the infotainment screens. Remember, you had 2 separate screens. Now it's just one screen tucked under that top of the dashboard. Very clean look, I have to say. It's almost as if they simplified the whole dashboard and gave it more of just a minimalist look. Beautiful, the new interface. This is what the new interface looks like. I have to say, great job, Hyundai, on the interface. We drop down over to the hard buttons, as I showed you guys as well. Again, more on the vertical instead of more propped up, as well as your camera button, parking sensors, hill descent, and we have different buttons here as well. This is the way you control your modes between your terrain and your drives. We come over to the touch-sensitive dual climate control and heated and ventilated seat controls on the right and on the left. And very nice, instead of the hard buttons, again, just cleaner look. They get rid of that center console that connects over to the dashboard. Now we have the same space, so this kind of resembles each other. You got some space down here. 12-volt outlet is not in the center console anymore. It's actually here. And then we come up over to this brand new looking center console. You get the USB-C plugins completely here, right here. Very nice and convenient. Wireless charging pad right near your armrest and your cup holders, and just stationary. You don't have to mess around with those little flimsy plastic walls that slide out. Come over. This is what the center console looks like as well. Visor, manual tilt slide moonroof, control panel. A little bit more cheaper looking on the control panel, I have to say, in the 2026 versus the 2025. The 2025 had more of a luxury panel up here. And now we come over to the steering wheel. Completely different design on the steering wheel. Controls here as well as here, and the different spokes. The Hyundai emblem is no longer a H, but it's just 4 dots that are illuminated. The levers look completely different as well. The design of the levers, just a little bit more thinner design with no cuts in the levers. And look at your new shifting mechanism here on the steering column. This is the way you're going to shift instead of having a toggle switch. I don't know. I kind of like the buttons on the toggle switch a lot. I love the fact that it's not on the center console. It's here because it cleans it up. But I'm not a big fan of this knob. I don't know how I feel about that. Engine start stop button is on that lever too. Coming over to the dashboard, over to the left, again, same look, cleaner look over here. And then look at the new door panel. Way different on the door panel. Way cleaner, just one armrest all the way through, some cup holders, and just a handle in your memory. Just very nice. Now we're done with the front side. Let's show you second and third row. Second row seating. This is what the second row seats look like, just like the front. And you control about the same idea. In front, hard back on those pockets. Looks way better than those mesh things. USB-C plug-in, same place. And look at the new design on the rear of the center console. Your inverter's up here now with some cubby room here. If we go up, where did they put all that? Like I said, right here. This is to control your tri-zone climate control, heated and ventilated seats next to your air vents. Remember I told you guys your O snap handles, your reading lights are moved over here instead of in the center, and you get that extra handle here, which I find is very convenient for the elderly. We still have the sun visors in the limited. And look at that door panel. No second cup holder. You just got one big cup holder with a little trash tray and speaker system. Just phenomenal looking door panel. A lot more wider on the armrest with the window switches. Let's go ahead and bunny hop this seat forward and show you guys what I mean. So the back, you can still mess around with the backrest, just like that. But what's really cool is, look at this. You can mess around with the whole bench and offset it a few inches. All right, which very convenient on the legroom for the third row passengers, and you can backset that very nice if you're not using. Look at all that space you're getting too. So that's pretty much the difference. You also get the touch sensitive up here. You didn't have reading lights in the 2025. You still have the air vents, and that's pretty much it. Still a 3 row. I don't find 3 passengers are fitting on this bench comfortably, maybe 3 kiddos. But again, now as we like to do here at Vagabond Builds, everybody, we like to drop the MSRP stickers. So first, to the 2025, this one, they're coming in around the same price, total MSRP, depending on your front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The ones in this video do offset the price a little bit between the all-wheel drive and front-wheel drive. So don't let that fool you. They're still coming in around the $48,000 mark and some change, give and take, and then about the 51 to 52 with the all-wheel drive. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Now here's the MSRP sticker to the new one, the 2026. Pause these videos, take a look at those stickers. Don't forget to like and subscribe at our channel here at Vagabond Builds with James and Sandu. Thank you and God bless.